Hey guys, welcome back to episode 2 of our Perspective podcast. We are so excited that you're back with us. This week, we're going to be talking about our family mission statement, which is one of our 4 pillars of just being a healthy and amazing family. But we're really excited just to dive into it deeper, and we hope that you learn something and that we leave you better. Hello guys, and welcome back to episode number 2. We are so excited that you guys are here, and we're excited for this episode. We have a lot coming, a lot of really, really great ideas, so we're going to just keep going with them, and it's going to be exciting.
Hello, welcome. I am so excited to be here. Yeah. Like Mary Grace said, this is episode 2. We did 2 episodes, or we're doing 2 episodes.
This is our second one.
I'm really proud of us.
I'm proud of us too.
I'm excited. Today we're gonna dive in. As we were talking, Mary Grace and I were kind of talking about what we were gonna talk about in our podcast, and I just wanted to go back to last week, because last week we're going to go back to this a couple times, because I really just want everyone to remember why we're doing this. This is definitely a podcast for parenting, for parents, for kids, but we really want to empower parents and kids and to just create safe spaces for us to have really great conversations, right? So we can be bold followers of Jesus Christ. This is what it is. I just want to equip you and empower you as parents to create some really safe spaces for conversations, so you can have this incredible relationship with your child, right? And then so ultimately the overflow of that will be really bold followers of Jesus Christ.
Definitely.
That's, I think, my heart as we keep talking about this. That's my heart. Because I think I spent a lot of time figuring out how I could have really safe conversations with my kids, really honest conversations with my kids without defensiveness, or they're getting angry, or saying it the wrong way, or being critical, all of those things. And so that's what we really want to pour into you as parents. So let's dive deep. So one of the things I thought we would start with is there was these 4 principles that I really used as a mom. But let me be really clear. It's not that I was the minute I became a mom, I'm these are the 4 principles that I'm going to use. I just really want to come off so authentic, because that just wasn't me. I wasn't even that good, and I wasn't that put together for all of that to happen.
I feel even sometimes today we're still not put together.
Of course we're not put together.
Yeah.
But I really started doing these things by the grace of God. Thank you, Holy Spirit. But by the grace of God, I really started doing these things. Yeah. And then I started seeing really great outcomes from them. Mm-hmm. I started seeing fruit from doing these things. So the 4 things I'm going to talk about, we're not going to talk about all 4 today. We're going to do this little 4, a little 4 series, and we're going to dive into all 4. So one of them, and these are not in order of importance at all. But I wanted to start with, we really have a family mission statement. Yeah. We live by it. We really kind of, I think we talk about that mission statement almost
all the time,
every day. Yeah. So the first thing is we created a mission statement. And then we lived by that mission statement. Yeah. The second thing was prayer. Prayer was really big, in our home, either just praying out loud or just as a mom praying for my kids. So that will be the next episode. We're really going to dive into what prayer looked like for just me as a mom.
And what it looked like in our house.
Exactly. Yeah. And then the third principle was just being in the Word and what that looked like. Yeah. Being in the Word when my kids were small, being in the Word as my kids are older, what it looked like when I just had really some dry seasons of not being in the Word, and what that looked like. So we're really going to talk about just what it looks like, and from the time they're little to the time right now. Yeah. And then the 4th thing that was really a principle for me was mentorships, having people in my kids' lives that wasn't just me. Yeah. And what I learned, that sometimes I would say things to them and they would just kind of it's a pushback, or just kind of you just didn't know if they were listening. And then all of a sudden
someone else says the same thing. And it's like, oh, that makes so much sense. And you're like, well, I said that, but okay.
I said it first. But yeah, that's exactly right.
Yeah.
And so like mentorship, I started learning that as Thomas got a little older. I just remember the first time that ever happened. And I'm like, I said that. But it just clicked when someone else said it. And then I started really realizing that, okay, I need to put some amazing people around all of my kids.
Yeah.
So those are sort of the 4 principles that I just did as a parent. Like I said, it wasn't something that I was so intentional. I mean, I was intentional when I was doing it, but I started doing it and then I saw fruit from it. And then I just started repeating it and repeating it and repeating it. And then I started seeing so much amazing stuff come from it. And so we're going to do like 4 episodes on those 4 things. But today we're going to talk about our mission statement. I was waiting for you to say it.
I was like, what? What are you
talking about? Like, I was waiting. I was like, I thought you were going to say it. Like
our mission statement.
We're
talking about our mission statement.
We're talking about our family mission statement. And this is something that like you will understand as we talk a little further, and the importance, I cannot stress enough of having a family mission statement, like something that you guys as a family live by, something that is important to you guys as a family. So I remember like, I had a mentor. He is still incredible. Someone I still go to this day. But when the kids were little, we sat down and we were just kind of going through this program, and he started talking about this legacy statement, this mission statement. And he said the easiest way to kind of create this mission statement is think about what you would want your, people to say or your kids to say, when, you died. Yeah. I was like, yes, like I want to talk about this. Like, these are the things that I want my kids to say. So I wrote this really long paragraph and I was so proud of it. I came the next week. I'm like, this is my mission statement. And I just remember him looking at me. He's like, what is this? I'm like, it's my mission statement. He's like, it's like a paragraph long.
But we could say paragraphs about you.
Thanks.
But that's not a mission statement.
No. That's pretty sweet though. So we kind of started dwindling it and like working on it till it became like what we call our mission statement, which is we leave people better than we found them by creating an environment for people to experience Christ.
Exactly.
Like that is our mission statement. And like bottom line is like we leave people better. We leave people better. We leave people in places better. So when I just started really working on it, and we landed on that mission statement, you guys were pretty small still.
Yeah.
I mean, you probably weren't in school yet. I think Thomas and Carmen were in school, but like school age, like 1st, 2nd grade, preschool age. And I printed it out. I put it on a wall in our house, and this became what we really lived by.
Yeah.
And so it was so incredible. It was such an incredible tool, like a parenting tool, because so many times, like you and Carmen would be fighting.
All the time.
We
Pretty much all the time.
We covered that in episode 1. You guys did fight a lot. You guys are very different. So you would be fighting. They would be fighting. One would come running to me and say, Carmen did this. Mary Grace did this. And it was so easy instead of getting like caught up in the fight of like who had the hairbrush first, who is wearing the socks that you wanted to wear, or it was her socks or the toy or whatever that looked like. Yeah. I really started just using our mission statement as a tool and looking at them and like, are you leaving your sister better than you found her? Mm-hmm. Like by yelling at her, by pulling her hair, by pushing her, by taking a toy, does that leave her better than you found them? They were little, so it was just kind of like I'm not saying they're like, no, mommy, we're not leaving. Like it wasn't so perfect. Like I'm not saying that. But after time, it became like really great conversations. Yeah. Like it became like at nighttime, like, maybe something like as you guys got older, right? The conversations were different as you guys got older.
Definitely.
Like you really started forming your personality. She started forming hers. The things that she would say to you were hurtful sometimes.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
the things you would say to her would be hurtful sometimes. So then it would be like, okay, these were the conversations or maybe the fights or whatever they were having. So I was able to like lay then in bed with them at nighttime and be like, all right, let's go over this conversation. Like, let's go over this moment. Like, do you really think by saying that to her that it really left her better? Like, do you think like she feels better when you do that?
Yeah.
Or, those types of things. It was really like, I think that's when like really good conversation started. And that's when I feel like both of you guys started understanding that you guys were different.
Yeah.
And you guys had to like learn to love each other and love your differences instead of thinking like she's got to be like me, or why is she not understanding me, or why is she not doing what I want her to do.
Yeah.
And so go ahead.
I think like also when we understood our differences, like that helped us encourage each other to pull out really cool sides of each other out too.
Yes.
Yeah. Because like obviously like Carmen, like I'm way more extroverted, way more like outgoing than Carmen was. So like whenever I was with Carmen, like I would always like pull out a really fun, like kind of like different side of her than how she would be in like different environments. But Carmen also pulled out a really like focused and like kind of calm side of me as well. And so we like encouraged really cool things to come out of each other because of our differences.
Right. But it was through the conversations of our mission statement
that we learned that
you guys learned how to do that.
Yeah.
Because, instead of like, as a parent, sometimes it's so hard, like it's not picking sides where you're like, oh my gosh, well, it's okay. Like let her borrow the shirt or, those types of things. Yeah. But it just helped me like line it up and really be like Christ centered in our conversations. And it stopped being about something, right? Like a shirt or whatever that was, and moved it over into like lining it up with like a Christ centered conversation.
Yeah.
Like, and we talked about in the last episode, like one of my prayers was for them to be like really close. Like I wanted you guys to love each other. I wanted you guys to understand each other. So I feel like our mission statement, repeating the mission statement over and over again in our home of you guys growing up, like really helped you guys really get to know each other in a way that created a really a close bond between all three of you.
Definitely.
Right. And then of course, as you guys grew up, like I remember when Carmen started babysitting.
Yeah.
I would, as we started talking about, or even Thomas really started, I remember it really started with Thomas. He started working at Chick-fil-A. And I'm like, all right, this is your first job. These are the things that, you need to, do in your job. And Chick-fil-A does such a great job. Like, it's our pleasure. It's our pleasure. Right? That's what they say, right?
Yeah, my pleasure. Yeah.
Oh, my pleasure. My pleasure. And so, like, of course, they teach that too.
Yeah.
In their organization.
Yeah.
But I remember just talking to Thomas, like, if you have a hard customer, if you have this, like, make sure you're going to leave them better.
Definitely.
Because ultimately, leaving someone better, right? They get to experience Christ through that.
Yeah.
Whether you say it or don't say it, like they experienced Christ through you, right? Or if you were rude or angry and then you call yourself like, I'm a Christian or whatever, like it's hard to be like, okay.
It's
like,
so discouraging, yeah.
Right. So my heart was for like, no matter where you guys go, I wanted people to see Christ in you guys.
Yeah.
And that was that. So as he started working, like that was such a great way for me to say like our mission statement, hey, remember, we leave people better. So today at work, leave people better than you found them. Go out of the way to make sure they have an extra ketchup or whatever that looks like. And then as Carmen started babysitting, like in your homes, like as you guys start babysitting, I always started talking about like, hey, listen, when you get there could be a messy kitchen. There could be a messy living room. There could be, just stuff scattered all over.
Yeah.
Before you leave that house, make sure you clean up. Make sure you clean up the kitchen because that's leaving that place better than you found them.
Yeah.
And you just like, for me, it was like, gosh, parents are going on date nights or whatever it looks like. You want to get home from date night. You don't have to worry about cleaning the kitchen, right? You don't want to have to worry about that. Yeah. No parent ever wants to. Then you get home and you're like, oh my gosh, the house is clean. The kids are in bed. Like I could just go to bed.
It's just like a deep breath.
Right. Yeah. And so like one of my favorite stories of this is when you were babysitting.
Yeah.
And Mary Grace does not clean the kitchen.
No, I don't. It's really nasty.
So anytime I'm like, even mention cleaning the kitchen, she'll empty a dishwasher. You do that
I can
really
empty
well.
the dishwasher. I just never in my life could load a dishwasher.
Right. So I was a little worried when she started babysitting because I'm like, girl, you're going to have to clean a kitchen.
Yeah.
You're going to have to clean someone's mess. But I will never forget. Literally, I feel like you had just started babysitting. I don't feel like you had been babysitting long.
I babysat before, but it was because I just started driving as well.
Oh,
that was
true,
like actually like really getting into like babysitting consistent families.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, and it was a church family.
Yeah.
She babysat them. And I think that Sunday, like you babysat that weekend, that Sunday, she comes up to me and she's like, Mary Grace will never know what she did to us. Like, just like how helpful, like they had, her and her husband had just, you have small little kids at home. It's just hard.
You go through seasons.
Yeah, you go through seasons. They were going through a tougher season, and she was dreading coming home with a dirty kitchen and everything that she had to do.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
It was pretty bad.
And so she was dreading that because that's how she left it, right? I mean, like, it's just busy. You're trying to make dinner.
Yeah,
there's
a lot going on. Yeah.
And it was a tough season for them. They were having tough conversations just to come home and clean the kitchen. And she's like, you know what? I came home. I was dreading it. It wasn't such a fun date anyway. And the kitchen was clean. And she said it just blessed us more than she'll ever even realize. And I was able to share, I'm like, you know what? Our mission statement is we leave people in places better than we found them. Mm-hmm. And so that was Mary Grace, like living out our family mission statement, no matter where she goes.
Yeah.
And so how did the mission statement, I mean, for me, I could say 10 million more stories of how the mission statement just developed and how it was so impactful just in my own personal life. Like mine is always, I leave people better no matter where I go. Like I share stories all the time where when I'm, leaving people better than you found them, it could be like, at the grocery store, like this was my favorite thing when the kids were little. Cause these are the ways that I would teach you guys how to implement this mission statement.
With the practical steps.
With practical steps.
Yeah.
What was one of the practical steps that we talked about all the time?
You always make eye contact and you always use their name.
Yes. Good.
Yeah.
I
still use it.
That was a pop quiz. We did not talk about that.
Nope.
And that is so true. Like if we would go to restaurants, what would I always make you do?
We had to order for ourselves.
Yep. And
it was scary.
Right. You were little.
Yeah, it was.
But why did I make you order? Why did I make you order? Like, what was the purpose of that?
It just like taught us how to like be independent and just like act like older than we are.
Yeah, and you had to look at the waiter.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You had.
If you were like looking down, mom would like make you say it again. And you're like she already knows what I want.
I'm like, I don't care. Say macaroni and cheese again. No, just kidding. I didn't do that. But the principle was, you have to look that person in the eye.
Yeah.
You have to look at them in the eye. You have to like acknowledge them, right? And that's how you leave people better. So I mean, we would go out to restaurants. We didn't go out many times, but we did. We always went to Outback. I don't know why.
We loved Outback.
You guys loved Outback.
It was so weird.
I don't know why.
An obsession.
It was like, that was where we went.
Like if we wanted to go to dinner somewhere, it was Outback.
Yeah. If we wanted to go somewhere fancy.
Yeah, fancy.
You guys growing up.
That's such a single mom thing to say.
Yeah, fancy little Outback.
That's so funny.
But I would always say the waiter's name when they came.
Yeah.
Like, thank you, John, so much. I really appreciate it. We would talk about what you guys want. Then I would be like, all right, tell John what you want.
Yeah.
Again, like using that principle of looking at somebody in the eye, calling them by name, valuing them, seeing them, leaving them better than you found them.
Yeah.
So those are the principles growing up, how we really used that. Like in the grocery store, like one of my favorite stories of Carmen, like I'm teaching them this principle. We're going over it all the time. Call people by name, call people by name. When you're going to the checkout at the grocery store, like back in the day when we didn't have self-checkout.
Yeah.
Now we have self-checkout, but back in the day when we didn't have self-checkout, like call the person by name. Like, hey, Susan, thank you so much for checking out. Like, you did an incredible job. I hope you have a great day, Susan. So I'm literally teaching this all the time. And then one morning we're like rushing in because, of course, I never always had stuff for lunches.
Never. You never had stuff for lunches?
Grocery shopping wasn't my fun thing to do. So, of course, we didn't have enough food for lunches. So we were running into Publix, our local little Publix, to get Lunchables.
We lived off Lunchables.
You guys lived off Lunchables. And so I'm like running in. Everybody pick your Lunchables. We're already running late. I don't want you guys to be late for school. Pick your Lunchable. Pick your Lunchable.
Long story short, we were late to school, just so you know. we were always late to school. But we would bring donuts for the lady at the front office, so she like kind of let us go.
She totally loved us. That's so funny that you remember that. So I were rushing. I'm like, let's go. Pick your Lunchable. I'm checking out. And I'm running out the door. Thomas is walking fast, which is abnormal.
Yeah.
If
Thomas is going fast, you know we're in a rush.
That's true. You were going. And I turned back, and Carmen was still at the checkout. I'm like, girl, what are you doing? And she was on her little tippy toes trying to look at the lady's name, the checkout counter, to call her by her name and say thank you.
Aww.
And I remember like going back and like, Carmen, let's go. And she's like, thank you, Susan or whatever her name was. Yeah. And I just like, I remember like, because I didn't do that day, right? Yeah. We're in a rush. Yeah. And I'm like, gosh, like she taught me something that day. Mm. And so I'm like, we just need to slow down and I just need to see people, and she did that day. Yeah. Which she did such a great job of leaving that person better than she found them. It was so sweet. And so these are the principles that we did, which then developed into you guys today. So like, how did it like really impact you?
I think for me, like, it was such an accountability thing. Like, that was just something our family was, like, known for. Like, if you ask anyone, like, at our church, like, in just the environments that we're in a lot, like, oh, what's the Davis family mission statement? Like, oh, you're leaving people better. Like, and that, honestly, like, leaving people better just, like, overflowed into everything. Like, we leave places better. Like the house I'm babysitting at, I'm always going to leave it clean. Like, there's never going to be toys out. Like, especially, like, if they're getting home and the kids are already asleep, like, for sure, it's going to be clean and just, like, ready for the parents to come home and just, like, relax and go to bed or do whatever they need to do. And, like, and just people, like, even if you've never met that person, like, that should be even an easier way to leave them better because, like, you don't know them, so you don't know what they're going through. Like, you don't know the situation that they're in. So just things like that, it just, like overflowed into everything that we did. And it was such an accountability thing of, like, okay, like, this is what we're known for. Like, this is something that, like, I'm proud of. And, like, I want people to know. And I want this to, like, to spread. Like, I want other people's mission statement to be, like, leave people better because, like, everyone, especially as Christ followers, like, we should want people to experience Christ by leaving them better than we found them.
I love that. Absolutely. Yeah. And I think it did. Like, that was one of the things I think I'm so proud of the three of you guys. Because it's now, like, just it's like, it's very natural.
You don't even think about it.
You don't think about it. You're like, no, like, this is what we do. Yeah. Like, we're constantly just leaving people better. Yeah. I mean, I've been going through the Target line and because, I mean, I'm always talking because leaving people is like seeing them and valuing them and looking at them and talking to them. And I remember checking out Target one time and just chatting with somebody and just calling her by her name. And she just looked sad. And, I'm just like, are you okay? And as she's checking me out. Yeah. And then she goes and shares her story and like it was really awful.
And it teaches you to be aware, like to look up and like use your eyes and your brain and be like, okay, like there's something off, like what can I do? And it doesn't have to be anything crazy. It's just asking like, hey, like, are you okay? Like, do you need anything? Like,
Yeah. I love what you just said. It's like being aware. Yeah. Like being
and vigilant,
others focused and not like so caught up in you, what you're doing, where you're going, or looking down at your phone or whatever that is. It's like, hey, let's look up and see the people around us and let's leave them better. Yeah. Because ultimately what we're doing is we're creating an environment for them to experience Christ. Mm-hmm. And like that has led to Christ conversations. Oh yeah. Like that has led to like me with that girl in Target. I ended up praying for her. Yeah. And I don't know if she was a believer. I just asked, can I pray for you? And then she just said yes. And I ended up praying for her at Target. Mm. And so those are the things that it like overflows into. So this was one of our principles. Like this was one of the things that, again, it wasn't something that I knew to do. It was someone I was working with, like one of my mentors. he's like, you need a mission statement.
Yeah.
You need something that you're going to, you and your family like chase after all the time. And again, we're going to talk about this again. Like I cannot wait to have Thomas and Carmen on here.
Yeah, it's going to be so good.
And just chat about, like, we'll probably go back to this and chat about it a little bit more and
Definitely.
like hear their perspectives on the mission statement. Because really, like when Thomas started going through college, like he changed his major, ended up doing forestry.
Yeah.
And in a lot of the times as he was interviewing for things and writing essays for things in his field, it was also turned into like leaving places better.
Yeah.
You know? And so that was, I can't wait to hear his perspective and Carmen's perspective of this mission statement. But it was definitely something, I love what you said. It's something that we lived on. It was very natural to us. And now we don't even think about it as much.
Yeah.
But it's just something that we live by.
Mm-hmm.
And so we hope that when you encounter us as a family, you feel like seen, valued, and loved. You know, and we can honestly say, like, we hope we left you better than we found you.
Yeah.
And so really, probably it's how we're going to end all of our podcasts is we hope we left you better than we found you.
Yes.
But this was one of the principles that I used with them growing up, something that we all chased after. It was something that one thing I could repeat over and over again that really kind of changed the trajectory of the way we all grew up.
Yeah.
Like me as a parent, you guys as kids. So anything else to add?
I don't think so. I think we hit it.
Yeah.
I can't wait for next week.
Right. So we really encourage you. One of the things that we want to encourage you, we always want to leave you with like an encouragement and just like a takeaway.
Yeah.
Like if you've never written a mission statement for your family, I really encourage you guys to sit down as a family, as a whole,
family, yes.
Right. If you have littles that can't, jump in, you and your husband sit down, like what are something that you're passionate about? What is something that if you are like thinking like we want our family to be remembered by, like this is what our family like chases after. This is what our passions are.
And even if you have littles, have them in the room while you're talking about it because like they're listening more than like we would think and they're absorbing everything that you're saying. So like even if they're so little, they don't even understand anything, like it's still something that you're speaking over them and speaking over their life. And that has enough power in itself.
I love that. Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, I love that. So that's what we encourage you to do. Maybe this week, sit down or, sit as a family, write. I mean, maybe it's going to start as a paragraph and then you guys can work it down to like your sentence.
That's what you did.
Yeah. It is what I did. And then it's something that you and your family, and then repeat. Don't just write it and just be like, okay, this is our mission statement and never talk about it again.
No, it should be said in your house daily.
Yeah. And I think that's why it made such an impact on our family is because we repeated this so many times.
Yes.
So many times. So we hope that this was helpful and we hope that we left you better than we found you today.
Yes.
So thanks for chatting with us. Thanks to you for listening or watching episode 2. We are super excited about next week and we will see you then.
Bye, guys.
Bye.